So this is the first marking period exam review for 7th grade math students at Helen Fort Middle School. And so what you see here is a 17 problem set that's been designed to get you ready for the exam, which is to take place Wednesday, November 10th. So let's get right into it. We'll start out with this first problem. What is the absolute value? In this case, we're being asked to find the absolute value of -2. And this notation here, these bars, of course, that means absolute value. And we're being asked with absolute value, how many units away from 0 is that value? -2 is 2 spaces from 0, so the answer is 2. Okay. Moving on to the second problem. Excuse me, right here, solve -6 plus -8. And let's write that down like so. So imagine a number line. This is how I teach my students. We're starting out with -6. So you have to imagine that you're starting at -6 on the number line. And since we're adding another negative, we're going to move further back on the number line, further to the left. So we would count 8 spaces to the left. So that puts us -7, -8, -9, -10, -11, -12. So that's moving 6 spaces. -13 and -14 is where we land when we move 8 spaces to the left. The other thing you can consider is that since both signs are the same, you can just add those values. 6 plus 8 is 14, but then use the common sign between them, which is negative. So -14 there. Here we'll go with number 3. We're going to move a little faster now. Okay, this one asks if your answer is positive or negative. And considering that we're adding 2 negatives together, the answer is certainly going to be negative. Okay, in fact, it'll be -38. Okay, and so let's go to the fourth problem. This time we're being asked to add values of different signs. As you can see, it's -6 plus 4. So again, imagine you're starting out with -6. You're on the left side of 0. We're adding 4, so this time we're moving to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. That goes -5, -4, -3, -2 is where you land. So the answer is -2. Here we go with number 5. We're being asked now to subtract. It's -12 minus -24, and you have to be aware that when you subtract a negative, really what you should do is rewrite this problem as addition, like so. And now we're adding 24 to -12. And you could, again, use a number line, write out -12, and then, move 24 to the right. But honestly, I want you to think of this as just a subtraction problem, because really, -12 plus 24 is the same as 24 minus 12. So your answer is 12. Moving here to number 6, we have addition of 2 absolute values. Essentially, it's it's -67 plus -21. And so it's really 67 plus 21 because of the absolute values of those figures. Okay, and so we add those up, no problem there. We're going to end up with 88. Okay, so let's now move to number 7 here. We're multiplying -12 and -3. Integer rules state that when you multiply integers of the same sign, in this case they're both negative, that your answer will be positive. We're going to get a positive answer here. So -12 times -3 is 36. Okay. So keep in mind those integer rules with multiplication. Same applies to division. In this case, it's -30 divided by 2, but these are different signs, the integers here. This is a -30, and we have a +2 right there. And so the answer is going to be negative. Whenever the signs are different in division and multiplication, the answer is negative. So you have negative 30 divided by 2, that's negative 15. Excuse me, we have comparisons using either the less than, greater sign, or the equal sign. So it's 0.4 versus 9/40ths. Okay, and so really to compare these fairly, we should turn this fraction into a decimal, the 9/40, which we can use division, 9 divided by 40 here. All right, use your calculator on that one. So 9 is the dividend, 40 is the divisor. And what that means is 9 comes before the division symbol, 40 comes after. So that value, when you calculate it, is 0.225. So really you have 0.225. So 0.4 is larger than 0.225 because we have 4 in the tens place and you have 2 in the tens place for that one. So we would want to use the greater symbol for that. All right, moving to 10, we're going to compare in order from least to greatest. We have 1/4, we have 0.2, we have 0.4. So again, you want to change 1/4, the fraction, into a decimal. All right, that's going to equal 0.25. And so that's going to fit between these two values because you have a 5 in the hundredths place. Okay, so 0.2 is smaller than 0.25. So the order is going to be 0.2, then 1/4, and then 0.4 on this one. Same thing here. We have 0.48 versus 0.46 versus 9/20ths. You're going to want to change 9/20ths to a decimal right here. And again, you can use division for that. Okay, and that's going to give you 0.45. Okay, 0.45 on that one. All right, so since that's 0.45 for 9/20ths, that one's going to be the smallest value. As you can compare the hundredths space in each one, that's the smallest. That 5 is the smallest compared to the 6 and the 8. So 0.46 will come next. And then 0.48. Okay. All right.